So, what is up, everybody? We are here with the GeoPro show, and we have Blinky in here. Hi, Blinky. Could you please introduce yourself to everyone first, please?
Yeah, I'm Blinky. I'm French GeoGuessr player. I'm 24. I don't know where all the information is relevant, but yeah, now you probably know me if you're watching this. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
definitely, definitely. And okay, Blinky, I've always wondered the answer for this question. How long have you been playing Geo consistently for?
Consistently, I mean, I would say I started in like January 2021,
Okay,
so 2.5 years.
that's pretty solid, pretty solid. Okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. So back when you were starting, like let's say early 2021, were there like any players, like not necessarily content creators, but like any players that you saw who were like amazingly good and you were like, okay, I'm gonna become as good as them. Like this person is my role model for the future.
Um, I don't know if I really was comparing myself to others, but the way I started playing Geoguessr was, I mean, how at least I got into the competitive mindset was through watching Justin, which is kind of, if you know what the current situation of Justin, it's kind of funny. But like back then, it was just some main Geoguessr streamer, which there were very few of, and he was, like the biggest one in France at least.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure anyway. And so when you had like this regular tournament, like every week there was like a tournament with like moving and no moving maps, which is basically what inspired Cactus League today, if you know about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so and he was basically the best at it. He wouldn't win every time at all, but he was very good at it. And so maybe I mean, I don't think it was particularly against. Like, I wasn't trying to be as good as him. I was just trying to win the tournament, I guess.
Yeah.
But
That
like, you wouldn't win every time. But I guess he was the one I would see more, and I would tend, I guess, more to compare myself with him and trying to be. If I was like seeing, like, I was seeing his results the most, and I'd be like, every time did crazy shit, I was like, that's insane. But now I guess most of it, I suppose, was cheated. He wasn't that good, so it's kind of funny. But after that, when I started speedrunning, as it changed, and I guess Grannis was the one I was trying to beat. So I guess those two, yeah, just and Grannis.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that Twitch story will always remain funny, let's be honest. But um, yeah, do you get this GeoGuessr thing get into your personal life too? Like, do you discuss it with family and friends, or is it just for yourself?
Um, I mean, I don't discuss it that much with family.
Okay.
Like except for like big events, like when I did the World Cup and
Uh-huh.
like the speedrun event, speedrun, which
R-
I've done twice.
right.
Um, but yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's not like I talk about many things generally with my family. Like, I guess yeah, it's just a hobby. I don't necessarily talk much about my hobbies. But like to my friends, like most of my friends now are in the GeoGuessr community. Like I'm so involved in it. Like most of my friends, like I don't know, barely or only talk. Like almost only talk to people in the Geo community nowadays. So of course I'm gonna talk about GeoGuessr too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But to
That's
friends
fair.
outside of that, then yeah, just same as family, I guess. Yeah, just the big things, the thing that they will probably see and be like, "Oh wait, I know this guy. Hey, it's my friend."
Yeah, that's cool. What was your family's reaction like when you told them about the World Cup and that speedrunning tournament thing?
Uh, I don't know, like kind of surprised and like, how? Wow, that's cool.
Okay.
They don't really, I guess, don't fully understand it. It's like and I guess winning the World Cup with the huge cash prize was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Right. So, is there any specific guess or like a game that you would say is your best ever? Like, is there a specific one?
Right, a game. And you said what before? A guess?
Like, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
like
Oh, you mean,
one specific guess or like one seed of 5 rounds? Like, either of those.
huh? Uh, I mean, I've had some crazy guesses, like some really fast 5Ks no move,
Mm-hmm.
which are extremely lucky, or I was somehow get the right idea. Like for example, recently I've been grinding speedrunning again recently,
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
and so I need to be, since the world record is so quick, so fast. Like I need to be really fast on every round, and so sometimes even though, like, instead of resetting, sometimes I'm gonna try in 5K, even though there's not much to 5K at all. Like there wasn't a random small mountain road in Slovenia, and I could see a decently sized city down the valley, and I like quickly looked around for like 5 seconds, and I lined up the road, and then I just started zooming and be like, I'm gonna click on the first thing that lines up, and somehow I scanned a couple of valleys. I found one that was the big city next to it. I'm like, maybe it could be there, and I just zoom on the small road next to it and click. Nah, that is up, and it was 5K. And I mean, I guess I don't know if you can show the clip on your YouTube channel or something, but like,
Yeah, sure, sure. We'll do
yeah,
that. We'll do that. Why not? Yeah. But
to
see,
make just for you to understand clearly. But like, yeah, it was just, I don't know if it's the most impressive one, but like that comes to mind.
okay.
Yeah, for sure. This type of thing was kind of crazy. Like for a game, I don't know. Like it would have to be probably my PB on ACW or my world record on ADW, I suppose.
Yeah, because I remember watching that ADW world record, and you know what my first thought was? This guy's cheating. Because
Really.
I did not know you at the time, and I didn't know that you were such a good moving player and that kind of stuff. So I'd heard about you for the first time back then when the world record happened. And then I got to know you and stuff. Like, we had some DMs, etc. too, and things happened. But yeah, that was a crazy experience for sure. Are you a bit of a traveler or no?
Yeah, no, not really, no.
Not really? Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Not
I
every
only
player.
traveled like
Uh
a
huh.
couple times outside of France,
Where all
and
have you been?
yeah, I've been to Greece for like a week or two,
Mm-hmm.
a while ago.
Okay.
And that was funny because that was right at the moment where the Iceland volcano erupted and all airway traffic was blocked, and so I couldn't go
Mm-hmm.
back to France. I had to
Oh.
stay there for an extra few days. Um, and otherwise, I've been to Spain, I guess, for like a school trip,
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was that Iceland
and
volcano
Sweden,
thing?
obviously. I've been in Sweden. Yeah, I've been in Sweden I've lived in Sweden actually for my studies.
Oh, you've lived in. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. That's cool.
Uh, yeah, I didn't really travel because it was COVID, and
Mm-hmm.
I was studying obviously. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what was the situation when that volcano thing happened? Like, so you were stuck in like Greece for a while. Like, what was the situation at that time?
Yeah, so I was like, we were like, first we just went in the plane. I
Mm-hmm.
think like just the day after or like something. And at first it was like, we can probably go back. It's fine. So we went in the plane, and then halfway in the Mediterranean, the plane is like, okay, the airport in Barcelona closed, so we need to go back.
Whoa, that
And
is
so we
wild.
went back, had to
Okay.
wait in the airport for the airline company to arrange something for us. And like
Uh-huh.
after a few hours, they found us a hotel somewhere. It was actually a really nice hotel, like downtown Athens or something.
Well, you got something good out of it, so that's cool. There we go.
Yeah,
All right, Blinky. So, here comes a segment. This segment is called How Well Do You Know Your Stats? On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you know your stats, first of all?
like the stats on my profile or
More like YouTube.
on my YouTube stats.
Yes.
Oh, I don't look at them. I mean, maybe I know vaguely my amount of subscribers and views, I suppose.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, let's just start then really quickly, shall we? First question. How many subs do you have as of this moment? I'll give you plus minus 50.
Um, I think it's like 500.
It's actually 960, Blinky. Don't underestimate
Oh,
yourself, bro. Come on.
okay.
Okay, question number two. How many public videos do you have as of this moment uploaded on your YouTube?
I think is it 3 or 4?
Yeah, okay, we'll,
I
we'll
think
give you
it's
that. We'll give you that. It's four. It's four. Yeah, yeah, we'll give you
it's
that.
4. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I because it's my ADW world record.
Uh huh.
I guess and my 100K ACW, and I guess
Yeah.
I have two ACW PBs on there.
Yep, that is correct. That is correct. Well, then the next question doesn't make sense, but okay, I'll ask it anyway. How many views does the ADW world record have roughly? I'll give you plus minus 5k.
Oh yeah, I mean I think it's like 21K, 22.
Brother, it's 40k. You underestimate yourself
Wait,
so much.
wait, 40K on my
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 40k.
Okay,
Okay, but here's the trick question, okay? How many views does your worst performing video have?
probably like 3K,
Okay, we'll give you that.
2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
3.7. 3.7. That's close enough. Nice.
okay.
On what month and year was the Blinky account on YouTube created? Not the channel, the account.
Right, because I don't know if it's the my first account. I don't know if I think they're linked together though. Like I think so. I would say since 2010. I don't know, like March 2010 or something.
Okay, you know what? You're very, very close. I'll give you that. It's April 2011. So it's like
Yeah,
within
it
1 year. That's fine.
it was like even 2010 or
Hmm.
2011. I think I probably started using it to be in like 2009 or 2010, but without an account or something.
Right, right, right. Okay, well, the quiz segment is over. We can get back to discussing stuff. See, okay, this might be a bit of a weird question, but have you ever had a dream about a GeoGuessr community member? If so, what was it?
Uh, I don't actually remember my dreams for that long, to be honest.
Oh,
But
don't you?
I've probably had dreams where some have appeared. I mean, I'm very close to certain people in the community, so
Uh huh.
Nadia has probably appeared in my dreams for sure.
Okay, okay,
If you
okay.
know who Nadia is, okay.
Yeah. All right. Guess we'll take that. Nice. Ooh, okay. I think you are very well suited to answer this for me. So you're quite active in the community, right? You are you play quite often. You're in loop with most of the stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
is there like any couple of people, maybe one to three people that are in your mind who you think are like decent right now, but if they would put like the effort, they could possibly become like top 10 of all time, something like that.
Um, I mean, I don't know, because like, to some extent, like just anyone if they would put, the effort, but like the effort is just massive, to be so good.
I mean, yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
true, that's true. But like, there are some people who have like
I
some.
guess
Go on, go on.
it would have to be someone that was really good and then just kind of stop, and then like if they started again and like grinded as much as I did back then for sure they would be insane. I'm thinking like, people
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, people keep talking about like subsymmetry or something, but I've never really seen subsymmetry. I was that actually back then, and I think one time he came back and I didn't see enough to be really impressed with anything. But some
Okay.
people would probably say him, but like for me, I don't know. Like I've seen, like, I mean, at least it has to be probably recent enough so that people don't, because you do lose over time. So maybe subsymmetry wouldn't be that good now. But like some people like bad at Geo, I think is kind of dropped from Geo recently. So
Yeah,
and he was really good. So for sure, I guess if he grinded as much as he did back then, now
yeah.
for sure he would be top 10, I suppose.
Yeah, I actually remember like the days when Bag was like popping off. Like I'm pretty sure if he was continuously playing the game even till now, like he would definitely be up there, like up there, up there.
Yeah.
He was still very solid when he quit the game, so it's a bummer, but okay, people take decisions according to themselves, and that is completely fine. whatever makes you
I mean, I
happy,
don't know
right?
how final the decision was. I wasn't sure. I
I
guess
mean,
you
yeah,
make it sound like it's pretty final.
no, 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 no. Of course, if he ever comes back, everyone would be welcoming, definitely. But it's just that I haven't seen him in such a long time that I'm just assuming that for now he's
Yeah.
gone. For now he's gone. Ooh. Oh, okay. This one's interesting. What, according to you, is the most legendary moment in the GeoGuessr community?
Legendary. Oh.
And by moment, I don't necessarily mean like a moment in time, but like just like an event or just like something that happened, not
I
necessarily
mean,
a moment.
yeah, I think I would have to say the Paris World Cup.
Okay. Yeah. Jake had the same
Yeah, it
answer.
was huge event. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it
obviously,
makes
I
sense,
guess.
right? Because the way everything came together and the teams were very, very good. You guys played such amazing GeoGuessr there. People got to meet each other after, like, for the first time ever, actually. So
Yeah,
that must have been a crazy experience. I can only imagine. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that most of the people will have that answer if they've been to the Paris World Cup. Makes sense.
yeah. I suppose some would who have not even watched it or cared at all. I suppose you could probably. I don't know what they would say. To be honest, maybe some the first Rainbow tournament or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. I'm open to answers, you know.
Yeah.
I'm open to answers. All right. See, now, as irrelevant as this question is, I just have to ask it, so please don't mind it. Um, what are your thoughts on the Avatar shop?
Oh shit. I mean, um, obviously I'm not a fan of it. And like I've refused to change to an avatar for as long as they have showed up, you know.
Okay.
Like I really like my profile picture. I would like to keep it instead of having an avatar, but and like, now with the World Cup thing, Geoguessr is like, they've asked us some stuff like, related to avatars.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I still keep my profile picture, and they make it sound like they're gonna be gone, soon enough.
Okay.
Fortunately not yet, but yeah, it's not like I'm really mad that they're doing this or anything. I'm not really a fan of the aesthetic, I suppose, and I prefer having a profile picture.
Fair, fair.
But I guess it makes sense to them. Like the when it started, like I don't remember, like last year or even before that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously to me, I was like, the end goal is having an in-game shop
Yeah,
and currency, and like, it was obvious, like it's a way to monetize the game, and I guess you
exactly.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Right, right, right.
But obviously, not everyone's gonna like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the one thing I do like about this whole Avatar saga is at least they're supporting the creators. I think that's a good
Yeah.
thing because let's be honest, GeoGuessr has no money, right? Like the space itself, the company has money, of course, but in the space itself, there is little to no money, except maybe the World Cup that happened last time around and the one that's gonna happen this time around. So, even the smallest things like a creator code that they've come up with, if that stays, I think that's a pretty solid thing, overall
And
speaking.
I think they weren't really struggling. Like at first they were, like when they I don't know, was it 2019 or 2018 when they started. They changed the like you needed a pro account to play or something, that
Right, right, right. Yeah.
because of API costs. Like
Mm-hmm.
back then they were struggling, but then since I don't know 2 or 3 years ago, they weren't struggling at all, and they were doing really good, especially since Rainbow and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I think that you know what they're doing now isn't because they need the money, but more like because of their ambition to grow, and it's not a viable, like you cannot grow through their just the subscription system.
Yeah,
And obviously, if you want to make as much money as Fortnite, then you gotta do what Fortnite does.
exactly. Fortnite's the game plan for every game now. Just go the Fortnite route and you'll make lots of money. Makes sense. Thanks. Okay, Blinky. So, a lot of people watching this, they want some tea. And the tea they want is how is Blinky preparing for the World Cup?
To be honest, I haven't really been in the mindset. of preparing for the World Cup yet. Um, like in part because I'm busy with work, but and I was like I'm gonna have a couple of months probably before World Cup where I could actually dedicate myself to it. But right now I'm not really there yet in terms of mindset. But I guess I've been playing more recently, and I've thought about it a bit. I was like, I need to brush up on some countries. I need to actually, get on par with the current, how far the meta has come to in certain countries and written guessing stuff. Um, but I wouldn't say I'm really prepared. I'm just, grinding the game, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, because there's
You always get better.
yeah, because there's been so many examples of people who like leave the game even for like a couple weeks or a month, and then they're absolutely ridiculously bad when they come back. So at least it's good that you're grinding the game, and when you have time, you can just prepare specifically for the things that you're bad at. Sounds like a good
Yeah.
plan. Yeah. Okay, is there any specific competitors in the World Cup that have been announced so far that you think are your toughest challenge?
So the thing is, we still don't know the format.
Ooh, you still
And
don't. Okay.
yeah, so I obviously then I cannot know who my toughest opponent is because obviously their skills depend on the
Yeah.
format.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Definitely.
if it was a moving tournament only,
Mm-hmm.
like if they said it's regular competitive duels,
Yeah.
because at least so far they've said it's gonna be only duels. Maybe they're gonna go back on this, but I think they've said that much.
Okay.
So in terms like if it was only moving duels, then I'd be very confident
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think I'm gonna win every time, obviously, because there's still some. I mean, you know how competitive duels go. Like you can still guess very quickly in the move, and then I've lost games for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But I my moving ability is such that I don't think there's only like Malcolm and Kodiak I think whose moving ability comes. Oh, I guess and Anna
Mm-hmm.
who are pretty good at moving as well. But then I feel like I'm better at region guessing than they are.
Fair, yeah. Okay.
So but if since it's surely not this, and I feel like it's gonna be probably a mix of the two. I don't think they're gonna go only in the move for sure,
Yeah, I don't think so
and
either.
because
Surely not.
then that would be bad. And I would not be confident at all. But I don't think anyone would be because only no moving I think would be quite. I mean, it would be more random.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I feel like no moving can definitely have some more fluctuations on the result.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mix of the two. I think in some way I feel like I'm the most balanced player in terms of ability in both modes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the top no moving players like for example Juba and Harmless
Right.
really are not good at moving.
I can vouch for that, yes.
Yeah, but I feel like the good moving players, Anna, Kodiak, Macam, even like Fungus,
Mm-hmm.
are still pretty good at no moving.
Pretty damn
And
solid, yes,
which
yes, definitely.
yeah, it's not necessarily like the case generally in terms of the moving community. Sometimes some people are not good at not moving at all, but like at least for the people in the tournament,
Right.
they are pretty good at moving. So
Mm-hmm.
if it is a combination of the two, I would say moving players would have an advantage. But
Hmm.
if it is like 80% no moving and 20% moving, then I'd be pretty scared of the top no moving players for sure.
But that being said, that would make for such an interesting tournament, though, won't you agree?
What do you mean, like 80% no moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think different people find different things exciting. I guess, yeah, if it isn't, because if it was mostly moving, I guess most people would expect me to do good, then it would be less exciting,
Yeah.
even though I could probably still lose. Um, but yeah, no moving tends to, obviously, since it's a bit more random and it's a bit more spectacular, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Cause
know what Geoguessr is gonna go for at all, so.
yeah, cause my first thought when I read the announcement for it was, because I heard from everyone that they've only announced that it'll be duels and not announced the mode. So from day one, my thought is that it's going to be everything. It's going to be moving, NM and NMPZ, everything. That is my thoughts. But I don't know how much I'm correct with that. We'll soon find out, I guess. But in my opinion, if it's equal weightage for all three, then this tournament has potential to have a lot of, what's the word? Upsets. A lot of upsets are very, very possible if it's a
Yeah.
combination of all three modes, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, really all depends. I mean, obviously, if it's duels, then especially if it's like best of one duels, like straight up elimination in a single duel,
Yeah.
there's gonna be upsets. Obviously, there's gonna be unexpected results for sure.
Yeah, no,
So
but I think it'll be pretty well balanced overall if that happens.
yeah,
It'll be
and
interesting
what
to
I
see.
hope, obviously, I hope the more moving there is, the better for me, I suppose.
Yeah.
But also, I hope it's a competitive system and like not just if it's best of one duels. It's really I hope like they figure out a way to not make him interesting for the players and
Right.
not just for the viewers. You know.
Right, right, right. Yeah, definitely. They need to take care of both the parties, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you consume a lot of GeoGuessr YouTube right now or no?
YouTube, I wouldn't say so. No. Like
Okay, but
sometimes
mhm.
I watch a lot of YouTube and like I click on random videos and like I guess there's a decent amount of YouTube that shows up in my recommended and like I watch random videos, but I don't follow anyone.
Right, right,
But
right.
like there's random YouTube videos that would sometimes I watch random zigzag videos that I watch
Mm-hmm.
your videos. I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe a couple
Mm-hmm.
like or random people that I don't even know. Like even like it annoys me. So I I lost a duel once to like some random guy,
Right.
stupid guess and whatever, and he made a video about it.
I
And the
actually
guy
have
actually
seen that video.
yeah,
It was a Russia guess, wasn't it, at the end?
no, I think no, it was Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Okay, maybe. Oh, no, oh yeah, yeah. You went BC. You went BC. Yeah. Okay, now I
Yeah, I was
remember.
like, I think I was playing two duels at once, and I was like, I mean, I was kind of dumb also on that round, but like I saw the mountain, and I was like, that's so weird, but it looked like Ontario, but that's so weird that mountain, and I didn't think the Thunder Bay mountain. I mean, didn't have it in mind at the time,
Yeah.
and so I just went BC, and I was like, oh shit. And then I saw this thing. I was like, it's kind of frustrating. I guess good for him, but also I just make one stupid mistake and like it's on show for everyone to see. And now I also keep seeing it in my recommended. So just a reminder, you've been really dumb that one time.
No, but I think it's not that bad, honestly, because the
Yeah, I
moment
mean,
you start thinking that you're like up top with everything, things like that are necessary. So it's not the worst thing ever, you know. That's my take on it. It's fine sometimes to
yeah,
have those things happen. Oh yeah,
but yeah,
so I was gonna ask you, did you watch a lot of YouTube back in the day, maybe, if you don't watch it right now?
like back in the, I mean, before I played Geo or not.
No, before you were good at Geo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I don't know if that's good for most people. I would expect so. But like, I watched a lot of GeoWizard
Mm-hmm.
back before I played a lot of Geo for sure.
Right. Okay.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, also so many random YouTubers played Geo once or twice, and I've seen a few videos about that. And I think that's how I started in the beginning, like maybe 2016 or something. With the first few games I played was probably through some random guy playing Geo.
Yeah.
And then I think yeah, when played a decent amount when BR first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I was still watching Geo through Geo Wizard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then yeah, I don't think I was particularly much, I guess, except for that.
Okay, so what's happened here is you've touched upon my favorite topic, which is GeoWizard. So
Ah,
let's
okay,
talk about GeoWizard.
okay, that was the plan.
Yes, that was the plan. Um, okay, for starting off easy. What is your favorite GeoWizard video, if you have one in mind?
Right. I don't know. It's funny because my look on Geo has changed so much now that I'm actually really good at Geo. Because back then, I I was actually impressed by some of his random moving or no moving. Like I remember. I actually remember one of the first the Move 25Ks he did on like Urban World,
Right, right, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's his most viewed
and
video too, I think. 5.7 million, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
really that much.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I saw it yesterday itself, yeah.
I think, and I remember I think like I was like starting to play GeoGuessr a decent amount. I think I played it, and I also 25K. I think I did quicker than him, and I was pretty proud of it.
Nice, nice, okay.
Um, I think that was it was like a location in Belém and one in Turkey or something.
Ah, yes, the first one was in Trabzon, the Turkey one,
Yeah,
and then there was a Belém one, yeah.
yeah, that was a fun. I don't know if it's his best, but yeah, I enjoyed playing along a few of his challenge videos back then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, because, see,
yeah, obviously then things took a turn when he started the whole straight line
adventure thing.
missions.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I feel like it was fun at first, but haven't really kept up since.
Yeah, I just sometimes watch some randomly, but I'm not really interested either. I think the last one I
Yeah,
saw was like maybe the first Birmingham No Roads mission, but that was like so long ago. I don't even remember when that was. And I watched Wales 3, but that's it. I don't think I've ever watched any other missions, to be honest. But yeah, the GeoGuessr content he posted back in the day has definitely inspired like our generation of players, if that makes sense.
yeah. Actually, I think my favorite one is probably the first Geo Detective one he did, where he tries to
The bridge one,
pinpoint like a random picture.
the
Like
guy with the
he's
vision
done the
device.
series. I mean, I don't remember specifically what
Okay,
was
okay,
in
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
first one, but
Fair,
like
fair, fair.
the series itself, I guess. But like the first one was the first time I saw that, and it actually a bit blew my mind, but also was like that seems a lot of fun,
Ah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
to
yeah.
actually just try to like to have so little information, and then somehow with everything you can, try and pinpoint what seems unpinpointable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely blew a lot of people's minds, I think, because we had never seen anything like that before, right? And I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure like that video blew up too. I'm pretty sure it has more than 1 million views also. Let me check really quick. Now that we're
all
talking
about the
about it.
numbers.
I mean, I'm that guy, sorry bro, but I am that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm a numbers guy, what can I say? It is 2.5 million, there you go.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of views for a GeoGuessr video if you think about it. No one's ever reached that level still. Like I think Rainbow's most viewed videos must be still less than 2 million. So
I mean, he has shorts or TikToks, shit ton of
yeah, but yeah,
views
yeah,
as
they definitely get tens of millions for sure, for sure.
well.
But
Yeah.
the foundation that GeoVisit gave like all of us was definitely something great. Definitely. Let's talk about the Paris World Cup a bit. How was your experience there overall?
I mean, it was great. I don't know, like, I, yeah, it was good to see some of my friends that I hadn't met before, but also some that I've met because, the French community was mostly the French community, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
since,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
one in Paris and also was organized by the French community.
yeah.
And so most of the French community I had met like a couple of months before because there was a meeting in Paris as well.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that. Okay.
yeah, yeah, some friends, to see and have fun. But I guess when I went for the World Cup, I think so much of it was just spent at the World Cup because I probably stayed only a couple of days, and the World Cup lasted over 12 hours or something.
Yeah, it was
So it's a
very.
full day, and
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have even enough time at the end to like go to the bar or something because they were all closed.
Yeah. Yeah. Continuing the talk about the Paris World Cup, is there something like secret slash funny that happened that the general audience doesn't know? Like any incidents that happened during that World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how much the public knows, to be honest. But like, also, I don't think there was anything ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, um, like in the organization part of it, um, there was some drama with like the French community and some people that organized the World Cup, but mostly took part before and after, not during the World Cup itself.
Right, right,
But
right.
yeah, so people like the lead admin of the French community is no longer in the French community, and he was the main organizer of the French World Cup,
Ah,
the Paris World Cup.
okay.
And yeah, there was a bunch of drama. Really long to explain, but yeah, he kind of he left the server now, and but he's keeping like the some Twitter accounts and whatever.
Oh,
Kind
wow.
of mad at us, but like everyone figured out he was a dick.
That is some interesting lore that you've taught me here. Wow.
Yeah, but during the World Cup itself, I don't know. I remember like the at the speedrun event,
Mm-hmm.
like the group stage, there was one speedrun map where had to do 25K as quickly as possible, and it was
Mm-hmm.
ranked on time.
Okay.
And one team, um, like I don't remember. I think someone they didn't 5K because they pressed space bar, and like it was also kind of new at this time, like the space bar thing that guesses for you instead of clicking, 'Cause at first you need.
Wait, I completely missed that. So they didn't press a space bar, so the 5K didn't count. Is that what you're telling
No,
me?
no, look, like originally you had to click the guess button for you
Right,
to,
right,
guess,
yes. Oh,
and like
but they
last
pressed
year they
space bar
chose like the
accidentally.
spacebar thing to guess, to
Got
make
it.
it faster.
Got it. Got it.
And some people weren't that used to it, and sometimes they would accidentally press the spacebar,
Right, 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 right.
and that happened to a team during the tournament. And this team, they were like, it was a bug. Like I didn't touch the spacebar. I swear it guessed by itself.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, I don't really know what happened, but like they said, or like the spacebar. I think they argued that they didn't even touch the spacebar and it was a bug or something.
Uh-huh.
And so this team got their points. Like I don't know, like they counted it as a bug and like they were like, it's as if you felt hit, there's no problem. But
Wow.
another team had it happen like once or twice, but they actually, just they said I barely touched the space bar, but it actually gets by itself. And I get they said like it was the keyboard, something that they weren't used to, or like it was too sensitive, and like
Ooh.
it would press the space bar even though they didn't mean to. And so, but them they didn't get the points, and so they actually lost to that. And some team get qualified, I think, even though they had the same thing happen.
That is
That was a
crazy.
bit of drama, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because just imagine you've traveled to Paris, taken so long, right? And you get and that happens to you. Like, imagine what your situation would be.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty sad. I'm gonna be very honest. Who, in your opinion, or if you have any insights for us, do you think is going to be the rest of the nine invitees in the World Cup?
The nine. How do you know it's nine?
It's 11 plus 9, no? 20?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna be 20.
Ooh,
I think that
really?
they put that at first, and then they removed it. I think like it's not on the site anymore. It doesn't say 20 invitees. I don't think.
Ooh,
But I don't
okay.
actually know. I don't actually know the number,
Okay, okay, okay.
but I'm not sure it's gonna be 20.
Right,
I,
right.
I think it might be less, but um, we'll see. I actually know some already of the next invitees, so
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
shouldn't tell you those.
Yeah, well,
Um,
please don't. At least right now. Uh, I don't want you guys suing me out here, so there's that.
but like obviously, like people keep talking about like Boki and
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Um,
I mean, there's a lot of
I
people in
guess
the talks, let's just say that.
yeah, Chiboda, Shimi obviously are like some really
Yeah.
good players that people expect to be invited.
Mm-hmm.
But I think and even besides what I know, I think that Jigasa had made it somewhat clear through the choices of players and like what they want to do that they want to focus on nationalities,
Yeah,
and they
exactly,
want to
exactly.
represent as many countries as they can.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
And so it's very unlikely, if not pretty much not impossible, that Boki is going to be selected because they already have a Swedish player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, but I
And
mean,
maybe some
yeah.
people really seem really dedicated to preach the cause of Boki or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I
but I
mean,
would
but
probably.
there's still the qualification thing, right? Or is that gone too?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, there's that thing which I yeah haven't thought about. I don't really have no clue about
I
how that's
mean,
gonna work.
Boki will still probably make it through that, right? Surely.
Yeah,
So,
I mean depends on the format as always, but I suppose it could.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, hey,
Yeah, I think yeah some
let's
people
just
that
say,
have I felt like they would deserve a spot and haven't gotten it yet, and it would make sense are yeah Shimi and Trobota because they're really great move
yeah,
players.
yeah,
And for the same reason as, Harmless and Jupo get picked, I feel like they would deserve a spot.
right, definitely.
And,
Because, yeah,
it'd be nice to meet them, I suppose. Um,
true, yeah.
but I think part of the reason for that is probably their countries are too small, you know? I think
Ooh,
it might have to do with that. I'm not sure, I don't know. But
maybe
I feel like
actually. You know
they might
what?
focus more on the bigger countries because they have, I mean, at least the countries that have many players, I feel like they want to appeal to the player base.
That is true actually, because if you think about it, the countries that have been picked so far are all just big, relevant GeoGuessr countries. It does make a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah, because even like you players like Portugal, for example, doesn't seem to have good players for Portugal, and
Mm-hmm.
they haven't picked one yet because relatively even to Europe standards, Portugal is a small
Relatively
enough country.
small.
But I
Yeah.
guess Sweden are obviously is gonna be overrepresented, I suppose, even though it's not
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
because obviously World Cup is I mean obviously Geoguessr,
Mm-hmm.
but and Norway, I suppose I don't know if it's you know I don't know exactly the population of Norway, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean,
Okay.
they might overrepresent some countries because of I don't know why, but I think like still they would probably choose countries that have a bigger player base for sure.
Right, right. So I think we can safely say that this World Cup is not entirely the World Cup we wanted, but it's definitely a start. I think we can say that.
Yeah,
Right, because there's of course some things that can be fixed. As much as I love this idea, right? Yes, there are some things that could have been better. So yeah, there's my 2 cents on it.
I mean, I don't know really if if for sure there's gonna be a next World Cup or if they're gonna do things differently, but I to me it would make sense that this first World Cup is invite only because of reasons and they want to make it I don't know, to brand friendly or make sure everything goes well and smoothly and no cheaters or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
I think if it goes on long enough, at least their competitive system and like their World Cup or like their esports system, whatever they want to make of it,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would make sense eventually for it to become more open and more competitive.
Yeah, because when I heard about this, my first idea was like, if they want to do this properly, the ideal situation would be creating local qualifiers for the selected countries that they think, and maybe get like 2 players or 3 players from each country, and then they compete. They can also do team events, they can also do solo events, and there's so many possibilities after that. The only problem is setting up the local events, in my opinion, for that pattern, for that,
I mean, yeah, I
yeah.
mean, you're not gonna hold the LAN events around the world for sure.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think
it's pretty
Geoguessr is there
tough
yet,
right
but
now. Yeah,
yeah.
that was my only concern. But I mean, let's hope it happens sometime in the near future. And by near future, I mean maybe even 5 years. I won't mind. But as long as it becomes like an ideal way of doing a World Cup, that would be incredible. That would be
I
definitely
mean,
incredible.
also let's keep in mind that Geoguessr. I don't know if it's. I think it's still ambitious from Geoguessr to actually launch themselves into esport. And I think recently, I think they say that for the Paris World Cup, they weren't interested in the esports side of things, and
Okay.
now at least they didn't think it was that good of an idea to focus on.
Ooh,
And I think the Paris World Cup changed their mind a bit,
true.
and now they're really. I don't know, they have a plan for the esports thing, but it's still let's not get ahead of ourselves because
Yeah.
it might still not do as well as they expect.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I don't know, esports is always difficult thing, and very few games have succeeded in having long-lasting esports scenes. So
Yeah, there's like maybe like five that I can count that are like super successful.
yeah,
So yeah. But I mean, if Geoguessr Esports does become a thing, that would be like the most epic thing ever. Let's be honest.
yeah.
That would be
I
incredible.
think for us at least.
Yeah, for the community. Okay, Blinky, I think this will be the final question from my end. And that
Sure.
is, what is your final goal for GeoGuessr?
My final goal, like the last thing I need to do before I retire.
Exactly that, yes.
Well, I have a goal right now is to get the ACW World Record.
Uh huh, okay.
Which I felt like I've been very close to a good few times now, but I haven't gotten it. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to retire yet after that. I mean, obviously, I would say winning the World Cup is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I felt like, fuck this game, I mean, as in I was frustrated with the GeoGuessr, sometimes I probably thought a couple times, I just at least have to last it until I get to the World Cup, and I want to try to win it really bad. And
Yeah.
then after that, maybe I could be like, I've done what I need to, I retire with my, I don't know how the cash price will be for the first place, if I get,
Yeah, you can retire
if I
with
get,
your World
I
Cup
could
trophy
feel
then.
good about retiring at least, and like if I feel like I'm done with Jiga, so that would be a good time to retire.
Definitely,
But
definitely.
at least until I've interest and I still like playing the game, which as for sure still do, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep on playing and find new objectives.
Right,
Like
right.
and I guess if they announce a second World Cup, then I probably feel bad not trying to win it.
Yeah,
So as long as I feel like and I've a decent competitive mindset, so as long as I feel like I'm good enough to participate and have a good chance of winning, then I would probably not think of not playing.
yeah. I get that. I completely get that. One more thing I want to touch on is, do you have any plans of becoming a consistent YouTuber or streamer in the future?
Ah, uh yeah. I mean, some people keep telling me I should. Some I've been told I'm sitting on a gold mine or something, like because I get decent amount of people watching my YouTube and Twitch, but I don't really try at all. And I guess if I tried, then I would be more successful, and maybe I would actually I could get into it more seriously. But I think also because of the visibility that some players get on TikTok. For example, like obviously there's Rainbow, but also there's in France we have Gabriel, which is he's pretty famous through
Yeah,
TikTok.
definitely. Yeah.
I don't really know how many views he gets or whatever. I don't really watch these things, but I've seen him on popular Twitch, French Twitch channels. Because yeah, actually, I think he gets enough money through TikTok to live off. So, and I've been told, I guess I'm better than Gabriel through her I guess so. So some people feel like if you're better than him and you do YouTube and Twitch, you could be as popular as he is.
Yeah,
Um,
I would
but I think,
definitely agree with that actually. I think you should go for at least one, if not both, because you have a great opportunity. There is a wave going on right now, and along with the World Cup and everything, I think if you genuinely decided to try at least one, you could be pretty up there, like actually, not even kidding.
yeah, but I feel like, and that's also obvious through Rainbow and Gabriel. Like they're not the best players, obviously, but that's not what people look in. Like they look for. Like that's not what the key of the success is. Like obviously you need to be good enough, but then it's just all about you having the right mindset and like the right IDs and I guess the editing skills to make it interesting and to really dedicate yourself to whatever like TikTok or and some people are really good at it and some people really want to do it. but I don't think like I'm either. So, you know, yeah, I haven't really ever felt like I wanted to be a famous YouTuber or Twitch streamer or whatever. Sometimes I feel like I could, but I've never really felt like I really wanted to. So I don't feel like forcing myself to is a good idea. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe sometimes I would change mindsets and really think more seriously about that. But I feel like I'm fine just being just a player, another streamer, you know.
Mm, right, right.
Even though sometimes, you get like the numbers get to you sometimes, you know.
They do, yes. They
Yeah.
definitely do,
So
yes.
sometimes, I see my YouTube videos like with, yeah, how many 40K views you said.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's actually a huge amount of views that I never expected I would get. And I'm like, so then, is there something there that I should try and exploit?
Mm-hmm.
Or like when I see my Twitch stats, like recently I was quite close to getting the partner
Yeah,
requirements.
yeah.
And I was like, then maybe I could just, push it a bit and actually try to get the partner thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
that, even though I don't care that much and it's never been a goal of mine, it's like, since I'm that close, it's still an achievement that, I would feel good about, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, it's
the
never been an actual goal of mine, I
the
suppose.
one thing about this whole aspect of content creation that a lot of people usually miss is, as you rightly said, like you need to be good. That's the first thing. That is the basic thing that you need to be. S-
Yeah,
After that, there are a lot of things too. Because number one, you need to be very, very like, you need to be at least decent at interacting. That's one thing. Secondly, coming
yeah,
up with ideas and then editing and stuff, that entire thing takes a toll on your life, believe it or not. No matter how less often you do it, once it becomes part of your life, you are in it. And the original things that you had with yourself, you start losing them too, sometimes, in some cases. So I would suggest do whatever makes you happy. That is what I would say. If you're happy making YouTube videos, go ahead. If you want to be happy just being a speedrunner, that is again your choice, of course.
yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I've sold myself more or less.
Wow, that's the way to go about it. And on that note, I think that is all the questions I had, Blinky. Guys, I will see you in the next episode of the GeoPro show. Thanks for watching. Out with Blinky.
Yeah, see you guys.